Alright, folks. I've been talking to people on YouTube a little bit about this. Well, at least off YouTube. And I thought I'd go over this stuff. I know this doesn't quite apply to me, but I feel it could someday, depending on the channel. But this is in regards to the latest changes involving the advertiser-friendly content guidelines that have been updated, because YouTube has changed their policy now in terms of when you can swear in your videos and your ability to get your videos monetized or age restricted or whatever the hell is going on. And this is going to be very problematic, and I'll explain why as we go along this. If you're in the YouTube Partner Program, you can share revenue from ads, of course. This article aims to help you understand which individual videos or shorts on your channel are suitable for advertisers, creators, whatever. Our systems don't always get it right. No shit. But you can request human review of decisions made by our automated system. I mean, obviously your system doesn't get it right all the time. I mean, I saw with my gaming channel within the last couple of years when I had videos pointlessly flagged down for violating your self-harm policy, like the Bible game Noah's Ark or whatever I played a while back. That was taken down for that reason, even though it did not violate that at all. Or even on the gaming channel as well, I re-uploaded a Twitch live stream that I did for Grand Theft Auto 5, and the moment it went freaking public, boom, you guys took it down saying, oh, it's spam, scam, deceptive practices, even though there wasn't even anything in the metadata outside of the title. Dumb shits. And of course, can we stop giving this whole due to the war in Ukraine shit already? It's like, give that a rest. Note, all content uploaded to YouTube must comply with both our community guidelines and our AdSense Google Publisher policy. If you violate this stuff, it may be removed from YouTube. I mean, I'm hearing people saying that this stuff, these policies can also retrospectively affect past content, which is very, very, very troublesome, because if you've got content that's got swearing right at the beginning that you uploaded way before these policies kick in, you can still get hit, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are we supposed to do? Completely re-download and edit our old videos and re-upload them? That's not going to help, because these videos probably have already gotten the fresh views that they're going to get. The only people that are going to watch them are people that haven't seen the videos before. So it's going to be pointless to take down your videos and re-edit them and then re-upload them and lose the views that the original videos had just because you guys can't stop changing your policies. Let's see, and we got all these different things. I'm going to try to scroll through some of these more than others for some of the stuff, because I know some of the stuff may be relevant, some not. Please note that context is very important. Yeah, right. Artistic content, such as music videos, may contain elements that are, and still be suitable for advertising. In other words, yeah, we're going to whitelist content because we play favorites here. Opening all the self-certification guides all at once can help if you like to search the page for specific terms. Yeah, I already did that manually, so fuck off. Here we go. Because YouTube has put in this whole thing, because once the monetization stuff started changing around 2016 to present, they changed how you can monetize, saying that if you upload a video, they're going to go with a trust system, saying that you have to self-label your videos if it violates a certain policy to a certain degree or anything. So let's start here. Inappropriate language. Content that contains profanity or vulgarity, they're practically the same thing at this point, at the start or throughout the majority of the video may not be suitable for advertising. Occasional use of profanity, such in music videos, won't necessarily result in your video being unsuitable for advertising. Okay, so if I want to get away with swearing everything, I just have to put together some cheap-ass music video like fucking Rice Gum does with his quote-unquote diss tracks? I mean, yeah, it sounds like a great workaround right about there. But it's like, if you can't swear through a majority of your video, then what if I'm doing an Ultimate Rant video? I mean, it's a video series that's pretty damn good over on my main channel. I'm not going to go around and edit the video, because otherwise I'll be either completely bleeping out or silencing words in every sentence. I'm not going to do that for my video. Alright, if I got something to say, I'm going to say it directly how it is. You're not going to catch me using the N-word or anything like that, because that's stupid. Let's look at some of these whole guidances here. This content can earn ad revenue. Abbreviated or censored or words acceptable for television like hell or damn in the title, thumbnail, or video. Profanity like shit, bitch, or F-word, you mean fuck, used outside of the start of the video after 15 seconds. Profanity that doesn't occur throughout the majority of the video. Profanity used within music, or stand-up comedy video content. So, I guess stand-up comedy you could probably count as satire, so if you're trying to be entertaining and tell jokes, that could be a way around it too? I mean, we could use some clarification, but YouTube completely fails to do that after all these years. But it's like, you got plenty of words that are allowed on television. I mean, even on Comedy Central, I think ever since they released that episode where they had a timer counting how many times the word shit is said on TV and it was uncensored, ever since then the word shit has been more readily kind of accepted to be allowed to be said on public television. I mean, I know the FCC's got different rules about it depending on, like, if you're on public access television of sorts, almost like kind of TV that you can only get through an antenna like ABC or Fox or NBC, stuff like that, compared to, like, say, CNN or other pieces of the news. The rules I know are different. Like, you can't say shit on the local news, but you can probably have the word shit said on CNN because you have to pay cable or anything to access that. So I think there's rules about that. But it's like you got censor profanity for things such as bleeping or muting out words, as well as covering written words with black bars, symbols, text added in post-production. Again, I'm not going to do that part. Censor profanity, that's extra work. Alright, if I'm doing an Ultimate Rant video that's like 15 minutes long, I'm not going to sit with that video right there in my editing software and constantly watch second by second each part of my video and see where a swear word is and completely censor it out, because otherwise the video is just going to be unintelligible. You're not going to be able to understand a word I say if I'm constantly having to cut words out because I have to completely abide by these guidelines. Like, what would be the point of doing a rant video if you can't say what you want to say? Let's see, abbreviated profanity refers to acronym like WTF, what the fuck, where the original term is abbreviated by using its acronyms. I mean, you hear so many people doing that just for the sake of it. It's like, whatever. Now this content may be limited or no ad revenue if you use profanity used in the first 8 to 15 seconds. I think that's also kind of, people are saying kind of contradicts what you see down here. But it's like, people are going to swear at the beginning, like if they're pissed off or anything, or if they have an extreme moment, like let's say a gaming video where they show a moment that's going to happen later on in the video, it's got a swear word in there. What, they got to not show a preview? And it's like profanity used in the title or thumbnail. Like, I've got videos on here that say fuck you in the title, like to Windows 10 or to certain content creators. If I want to say fuck or something like that, I'm going to. You got words that they no longer consider profane, like damn or hell. I mean, you can't. What about the word ass? I mean, the word ass is readily acceptable or accessible or maybe even acceptable with TV shows and everything like that. Oh, I just hurt my ass sitting on this cucumber. Is that not acceptable? I mean, you got further words like bitch, but I mean, what if you're referring to a female dog? Shit. I mean, I have to take one of those every time I eat Taco Bell. Asshole? Whatever. Dick? What if I'm talking about Dick Cheney or Dick Clark, Dick Van Dyke? F word? Which F word? You got so many F words. I mean, they don't look at damn or hell as profane, nor are they in the scope of this policy. But damn! But I mean, those are just common thrown around words at this point. Profanity used in the first 7 seconds or the majority of the video. Profanity used in titles or thumbnails, they will definitely be unmonetized. I mean, I can understand hate language like homophobic or racial slurs triggering a video. I mean, like, I had the video over on TikTok where I uploaded the DX's State of the Union address speech that they had on the DX Uncensored video from '98. I uploaded that speech over to TikTok, and they initially muted the video because Triple H used the homophobic slur, but he was saying that word to say what words DX were not going to use. They were not going to use words... let's see what words they're not going to use. They said they would use ass, damn, hell, and bitch. They will never use the words shit, fuck, goddamn, Jesus Christ. Then they used the F word. And then they said they will not use those or any other racial or sexual slurs. And that video got muted because of that homophobic slur. I appealed the video, they reinstated the audio, and then afterwards they completely took the video down because, now all of a sudden it's a problem that we can't even have the video up. And that was after, like, it reached, like, maybe at least 10K views. I mean, the policies on these websites don't stay consistent from one website or one day to the next. And then they change the policy in order to screw somebody over. Let's see. You got violence, blood, violence, injuries, whatever. I know. Yeah, right here. I wanted to bring up the video game stuff because this is going to be such a big problem. Right here. Law enforcement, including regular duty and actions such as forcible arrest, crowd control, dispute with officer, forcible entry, unedited gameplay, violence occurring after the first 15 seconds, mild violence with minimal blood, dead bodies that are fully censored, blurred, prepared for burial, or shown in historical events like wars as part of an educational video. Alright, but now you get to the gaming part. Gaming violence includes graphic scenes such as gory attack on a person outside of the first 15 seconds, so these parts will be ones that can earn ad revenue. Violence is unrealistic, playful, or generally acceptable for all ages, such as family-friendly video games depicting running from monsters. Violence that is censored, blurred, or otherwise concealed, such as a blurred-out beheading scene. Now, with the gaming content, there are videos that I have on my gaming channel that are family-friendly. I mean, like, when I play the Pokemon games, I always do my best to watch my language, because I know Pokemon is a franchise that can appeal to everybody, not just children, despite what people think. I mean, I'm almost 31, and I still play Pokemon, because it's a franchise that's near and dear to my heart since my childhood. But there's a chance that somebody young could come across a video, so I watch my language. Something that simple. Or when I play those humongous entertainment games, like Putt-Putt or Freddy the Fish, Spy Fox, Pajama Sam, stuff like that, I know those are games that are initially for a younger audience. So if it's a game that I know could reach a younger audience, because you never know who could stumble across your video, I make sure to watch my language. I make sure that ahead of time. But it's like if I'm doing other gameplay videos like Grand Theft Auto 5, which I've played a lot of, if I'm playing a wrestling video game or anything like that, if I want to play those games, I'm not going to censor them. Okay, like if I'm swearing like I'm pissed off that somebody kicked my ass, I'm not going to censor out everything I say or completely take out a rant just because, I want to appease the YouTube gods. Because I'm not going to be here to kiss somebody's ass. Okay, that's absolutely pointless. And it's like, you got violent video games. I've played Grand Theft Auto 5 on the channels. I've played Killing Floor 2. I've played, there was one whose name I cannot remember. It was like some kind of cemetery game or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I played Red Dead Redemption a little bit. I've kicked ass in Sleeping Dogs and so on and so forth. Nobody should have to, when they're playing gameplay or gaming videos, have to completely edit every single thing in the game. Oh, somebody got their ass kicked. I shouldn't show the person that's getting their ass kicked. It might look too violent because they took a kick to the face. Like, do you realize how much extra work that's going to take to get that done just to abide by these never-ending rules? Especially with how frequently they change. Nobody wants to have to censor every single thing ever. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous, because you would think, after what happened with the Adpocalypse around late 2016, early 2017, that things would get gradually better on this website. Like, things would get more relaxed. But this is worse. Things are getting more strict. Like, I could understand them going to certain extremes when the Adpocalypse kicked in. They had to tone things down in order to appease advertisers to bring the money back. But here we are over 6 years later, and they're tightening down even more, and there hasn't even been any controversies. There hasn't been any big news or whatever that's happened recently that caused them to do this. You didn't have Logan Paul showing a dead body again. You didn't have some piece of shit from the Wall Street Journal trying to claim that their ads playing on supposedly racist videos and people are making money off of it. It's like, there's nothing going on to warrant this. There's no damage control to be done. Like, I can understand if they're not allowing certain things like animal abuse. I can completely understand. Like, don't let people monetize that at all, of people treating animals like shit. But let's look more into the gaming stuff. The ones that could be limited or no ad revenue. Graphic game violence in the thumbnail or the first 8 to 15 seconds of the video. Like I said, what if somebody's showing a highlight as a bit of a preview to try to keep your attention, saying, hey, here's what you can expect in this video. I mean, including brutal killings or severe injuries focusing on bodily fluid or in parts such as beheading or dismemberment. What if somebody's playing Mortal Kombat? That's some of the most attention-grabbing features in the game are the fatalities and the brutalities, unless you don't use, like, the code at the beginning of the first Mortal Kombat games on the Sega Genesis, so you don't have blood in there. But then again, who's going to want to play the game like that? It's like, you gotta keep completely walk on eggshells and tailor-made around what content you can do and what you can or can't show. And then the ones that earn no ad revenue. Here we go, because this is a longer list. Focus on gameplay manufactured to create a shocking experience. Examples include aggregating non-playable characters for mass killings. Again, there are plenty of games that do that. Like, what if you're playing, like, the Dead Rising series? Are you not allowed to take down all the zombies that are trying to attack you? Like, what about that? Graphic game violence and thumbnail first 7 seconds of the video, including severe injuries such as beheadings, dismemberment. So I guess it means you can't play the Manhunt series, can you? Focusing on bodily fluid, yeah. Video gameplay showing sexual violence. I mean, there's so many games that could go along with that. I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head because there are so many video game franchises you got to go through. Video gameplay showing violence motivated by hate or violence targeting protected groups. I mean, I can't understand if you've gotten games that are going against the LGBTQIA+ community or minorities, like different races and everything, but how many games are there that do that? Except for games that are just made for pure shock factors. Showing graphic torture. So you can't show the torture scene or whatever from Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode when the what was it that the FIB doing that to the guy to try to get answers out of him and shocking him and smashing his leg with the wrench just trying to get answers. Video gameplay showing graphic violence directed at minors. How many games are actually doing that though? Like look at the Grand Theft Auto series, they don't even allow children in theirs to prevent that from happening. How many games are there that show you can kick some child's ass? And showing in graphic violence directed at real named persons. Like, you got so many games that show, like, the likeness of real life people that allow that. Or even something that's kind of parodying them a little bit. I mean, what if you got games where you can mod, like, a character in order to add a real life person in there? Like, look at Grand Theft Auto 4. You got the Statue of Liberty, where in the game they put Hillary Clinton's face on there. Are you not allowed to, like, do something to the statue there? Just because, oh, Hillary Clinton's likeness is on there. We can't allow that because people are going to think you hate Hillary Clinton. Like, there's so many things that could set these things off. Then you got, like, adult content. Like, literally anything could be counted as a gray area because something could say that it's okay here and then the next they change the guidelines and all of a sudden it's not okay later. Like, again, I can understand having rules against something that's against, like, somebody because of a different race or sexual identity or something like that. So, like, I can understand not allowing KKK content on there or, like, some kind of overly religious figure that's trying to say that homosexuality is immoral, like something you would see from the Westboro Baptist Church back in the day. But it's like, look at gameplay. So many attention-drawing video games that you see on this website are those games that include violence that attract attention. Like I said, look at the Mortal Kombat games. Look at the Grand Theft Auto series. Bully, Manhunt. Maybe the old Leisure Suit Larry games that people have seen. I mean, like, G-rated games are not exactly the biggest draw of all times. The only other kind of games that I think you could probably count are either games that are kind of family-friendly that people see as nostalgic. I mean, like, I had a couple of videos that did nicely on the gaming channel from the Richard Scarry's Busy Town series, or maybe even Flash games because they're not easily accessible unless you go on the Internet Archive. Because I had some games that are from those that did pretty damn well, like a couple Jimmy Neutron games or the Hey Arnold baseball game. But it's like, you got so many games that are mostly draws because of the violent and shocking nature. And for some reason my laptop's going off on the side. But it's like, those are the kind of games that are going to draw views and traffic and everything to YouTube channels. And we can't just go around trying to have to censor every minuscule thing just because YouTube won't stop changing their policies on how strict everything is. That's just more of a headache on the creators to have to walk on eggshells and tiptoe making sure that every single thing they do fits these policies, just so we don't risk having our content restricted, whether it be age restricted or not even being pushed out there just because it's not monetized. We need, like I said, it feels like the website's taking 3 steps back. Like I said, you would think things would be better the further along we go forward after the Adpocalypse that happened 6 years ago. You would think things would be more relaxed. We could have a bit more freedoms on what we can and possibly do on this website, but then you get these policy updates that are changing and everything like that, and things getting more strict to the point where it feels like you can't do anything anymore. Because then they're just going to keep updating the policies just to have an excuse to take somebody down. I mean, didn't we see that with, what was his name? The dude that did those satire videos about, Elliot Rodger. Something Jimmy, I can't remember his exact name. I know there were people that that did videos about him because of his whole thing with YouTube changing their policies as an excuse to take him down, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Eventually, these policies are going to change more, and then retroactive content that was posted before these policies kicked into place that weren't a problem back then, they're eventually going to be changing the policies so badly that they're going to use an excuse to delete your retroactive, content. Oh, this video is okay in 2011, then you go to 2023, it may or may not be okay, then the next year, oh, it's suddenly not okay because of these policy changes that they declare this is too bad. Like, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. YouTube, please do better. I don't want to have to keep migrating more and more of my content to different websites just because I can't trust this platform. And I know eventually, one day, at least with my main channel, eventually that channel could get monetized. I know I'm close with the subscriber count. I'm less than, maybe 20 subscribers away, and I know I got to get the watch time up too. And I know I'm going to get bit in the ass. Okay, even with my podcast, I don't censor myself on there, so I know I'm going to get kicked hard when those policies kick in. But it's YouTube's got to look at itself and realize you guys are going in the wrong direction. Things should be getting better as time goes along, not worse. Like I said, when you look at the Adpocalypse. Because us content creators shouldn't have to look at every single moment of our videos, make sure every little thing completely fits within these guidelines, just so we have a chance to not only earn at least a little bit of ad revenue, but also have a better chance of having our content be seen instead of just completely shadow banned just because, hey, we're not, as a website, making money off this video, so why should we promote it? YouTube can try to deny that they don't do that, but we all know it's bullshit. So anyway, let me know what you all think in the comment section below. This whole thing is just absolutely headache-inducing. Seriously, stuff like this is why I've backed up content and started promoting certain exclusive content on other websites like Vidly and everything like that. But anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out and good day, everybody.